Hi all, I have another interesting attacking game of Wilhelm Steinitz to show you. His opponent here was Karl Hamppe. So Karl Hamppe playing white played e4, we have e5, knight c3, knight c6, bishop c4, bishop c5. So at the moment black is mirroring white's play, in fact. Knight g e2, but here bishop e6, offering double pawns, and maybe then the f file could be useful for a rook later. White castles, so he bypasses that. He doesn't mind double pawns here, which would increase his grip over the d5 square. Knight f6, bishop g5. Is this an annoying pin? In fact, Steinitz unpins immediately and welcomes another doubling of pawns, but this would give an active rook on the g file. White doesn't take up that offer. Instead, white plays knight d5. We have bishop takes d5, e takes, knight e7. Some pressure on d5 here. That's protected. Bishop d4, threatening bishop takes, and then knight takes d5 maybe. Now it's here that white is encouraged to take on f6. G takes, knight e4, threatening our nasty fork of king and queen. The queen comes to the rescue there with queen f5. We have check. And now this would be a disastrous move because of knight takes d6. Bang. So white has basically prompted black to forfeit castling rights. King f8. We see c3. The bishop drops back. a4, threatening to trap that bishop. a5. Now bishop c4 supporting that d5 pawn. Queen g6. With the intention maybe rook g8 later. King h1. f5. The knight's kicked away from its central position. f4. So this is getting a bit of a bind on the dark squares. You see that this dark square bishop's already pretty good, and black's increasing his grip on dark squares. The knight goes back for a moment, only to be kicked back again. A curious moment. Maybe white's move here is... It looks a little bit silly to put the knight back on e4. Not very constructive. But white is in a passive way. So, okay. So this happened. And now we have h5. So black seems to be wanting to brew up something on the king side. Queen f3, king g7. d4. Now actually queen g4 is played here, hoping that this rook on h8 could be activated maybe, even at the cost of exchanging queens, which the attacking player often wants to keep the queens on. D takes. It does open up this bishop. Bit of a downside there. Rook a e1. Knight g6. Bishop a2. e4. The queen hangs around, doesn't swap on g4. f3 now is played, putting pressure on. And in fact, here, yeah, it's starting to look a little bit on the dangerous side. White plays knight c4, and we have knight f4. So this is really encouraging white to take on g4 now. But now we have the wrath of the h8 rook, surely. But also the immediate threat, though, is f takes g, winning an entire rook. White takes on f3. Now, Steinitz plays very, very accurately here. It's actually a very cute forced checkmate in this position with this next move. So can you guess the next move that black plays here? If I give you 5 seconds to pause the video from here, I hope you can guess it. g3. First of all, it threatens a mate in 2 with check and then knight h3 if white doesn't do anything. So say white took, which he didn't, then check and knight h3 is checkmate. Yeah, the pawn's holding the rook there. Now, also g2 is threatened. And if rook g1, then just mate in 1. So there's very limited options for white. White takes with the f pawn, which opens up that bishop. And now, guess what was played in this position. So an escape square has been taken away from the white king, and also this one to be taken away. So that starts to look a little bit suspect when two of the escape squares have already been taken away. Guess what black played here? If I give you 5 seconds. I hope you can guess it. Rook takes h2, yes. After king takes, rook h8, checkmate. Yeah, the g3 move was absolutely beautiful for this forced checkmate in this game, showing again the great combinative capabilities of Wilhelm Steinitz and creating the conditions for such an attack. Very aggressive play by black in this game, I'm sure you'll agree. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Comments, questions, likes, shares appreciated. Thanks very much.